and welcome. Let's get right into the tour. Here we have the first page. I just covered my name because, you know, privacy. I wrote that this is a safe place for my thoughts, for my work, for my art, because that was the goal of this sketchbook. I originally got this sketchbook just to practice gouache nature studies, but you'll see quickly that that changes. I started it in August and ended it in October. I worked on it for like 2 months, and yeah, let's see what I made. So here is the first page. It's just a little picture that I saw on Pinterest and I painted it. I have some more. And another one. Yeah, I'm not really good at like painting nature scenes, so yeah, I just wanted to practice them, and these are the 3 that I got. I have another nature study, but this one I did with Posca markers, not gouache like I did with the other 3. And it came out okay. It was my first time doing it with Posca markers, so I was proud of that. When I get to this page is when I decide that I'm not only going to do nature studies in this sketchbook, I'm just going to draw whatever I feel like, really, and whatever like I want to practice drawing. So although I'm used to drawing like cute girls, I don't draw with like pen and ink a lot, so I did that, and then I just filled in the back with Posca markers to add some color. Oh, sorry for the sniffles, I'm a little sick, so yeah. Here I drew a birthday cake with Posca markers. It was my first time ever really drawing a cake, so I was proud of that, and my birthday was also coming up when I drew this, so I wanted a heart cake and I drew it. And then here we have another gouache nature study. It came out alright. I honestly could have worked on this way longer, but I got bored of it, so yeah, this is the spread. Here we have a bunch of sketches like that I drew while I was bored in class. A lot of the drawings in here I started out in class because I have a hard time focusing in class unless I'm doing something with my hands, especially if it's like a lecture based class, so I draw a lot, and I also get bored a lot in class, so another reason why I draw. But yeah, I start them in class and then like finish them by coloring them in at home. So some background. Here I drew a headless girl that says, "I've gone and lost my head, ha 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 ha, please help me find it," which is how I was feeling when I drew this in class. Then I drew a sneaker because I've never really drawn like a proper sneaker before that wasn't extremely stylized. And now that I'm looking at it, I forgot to color this part right here. But yeah, it came out so cute. I like this spread. Here I went and I drew myself. I don't really like how it came out, but I really liked the outfit I was wearing that day. So I drew it. Well, I just drew me in space, and it says "You'll float too." But yeah, it's not my favorite piece, but it's alright. Here I have some more boarding class doodles. Yeah, I just drew the people around me. This girl looked like she was falling asleep, so I drew her. Here I just kind of drew like koi fish, the koi pond. I was sitting near one, so I like drew the pond really quickly. I sat down for like 10 minutes and just sketched this out. And then when I got home, I decided I wanted to draw a koi fish. So I drew it. I'm not really good at drawing animals, so I was really happy that I drew a fish and it looked like a fish. And I have like a quote here from the most beautiful webtoon on earth called Whale Star. Go read it if you haven't, because it is a 10 out of 10. You will not regret it. It just wrote, "If I was a fish, the young lady was the water I breathed." And I thought the quote just went well with this spread over here, the whole fish and water spread. But yeah. Over here I drew some meckies. Yes, there's this YouTuber that I watch. I I won't remember his name, but yeah, he draws a bunch of mechs, and I've been wanting to like draw robots and stuff ever since I saw his work, so I tried it out myself. This one I just straight up copied from Pinterest, and then these ones on the side, they're from my imagination. Yeah, this one I just modeled after Carmex, the Carmex chapstick. So this one I modeled after bottle of lotion. So yeah, it was fun to draw. It was also my first time drawing them, so I was like, yes, I could actually do things that aren't just cute girls. And then here we have a shelf. Yeah, I drew a bookshelf with Posca markers, and yeah, came out all right. It's cute. And here I have another gouache study. It's so light, like it's so light. I got tired of painting it halfway through, which is why it looks like this. It looks more like watercolor than gouache, honestly. But yeah, that is the spread. And over here I have some witches. I also drew this while I was in class. But yeah, it's spooky season, so I was like, I have to draw the witches. I love drawing witches. Here I drew these two girls. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I like the sketch way better than this final product. I thought like the original sketch had way more like personality to it, and it just felt nicer. This feels a little bit stiff, but I like the colors at least, so it was good practice. I don't regret making this page. And here we have a strawberry girl, because why not? And then I have like an outfit that I wore. That outfit looks much cuter in person than in this drawing, but yeah, I like the outfit, so I drew it. And then here I drew this while I was extremely bored in class. The content wasn't even like boring. I was just really impatient that day and wanted to leave. So I just drew girls that felt that looked as distraught as I felt that day. But yeah, that's them. And over here, some more. Those are mindless pen doodles from class. As you can see, I have a ticking clock because I kept looking at the clock. But yeah, it was fun. Here we have a witch. I got new alcohol markers and I wanted to try it in this sketchbook, so I drew a witch girly, and yeah, I like her. It was fun like drawing a witch without like outlining it with like black pen. I'm trying to get better at like making art without always outlining every single line within the drawing. My artwork depends really strongly on line art, so I'm trying to make art that isn't like that. Here I tried to draw a tree realistically from life. I guess you could tell it's a tree, but it's not my strongest drawing. I really need to get better at drawing trees, so I might do that way more often in my next sketchbook because I need to improve in this area. And then I drew a tree girl lady. Yeah, I saw this person dressed up as a tree, and I was like, I want to draw that, so I drew something similar. Here I tried to draw myself. It came out okay. Like, I tried to draw myself realistically, like not extremely stylized. Not that this is realistic, it's more realistic than what I usually draw, but yeah, I get an A for effort. I think I look cuter in real life but than I do in this drawing, but I did alright. It was good practice. I'm definitely gonna try and get better at my anatomy and like form and stuff because I need to fit more improvement. Here I just drew this girly. Yeah, I went over it with watercolor really quickly. I'm like terrified of using watercolors because my brain just, I don't know, I feel like my brain makes using watercolors way harder than it actually is. So yeah, I'm like scared of it, the watercolors. So I took a drawing that I really liked and I said, okay, this is where we're getting out of our comfort zone. So I just painted it with watercolor. I honestly could add more details to it and just make her look a little bit more interesting, but hey, it's practice. She's cute though, she's still cute. I'm just proud of myself for using watercolors. Here we have another boarding class doodles. I kind of just went at it. The glare from the sun's not letting you see it as well, but yeah, I just did a lot of cross hatching and it was fun to make. I had a lot of fun making this page. Here we have some figure drawings because, like I said earlier, I'm trying to get better at my anatomy, guys. I want to make like more fluid looking characters and figures. So I was doing like a study here on this page. And yeah, I learned a good amount, so I'm better than when I started, which is all that matters. And then here I did like the blob exercise. Yeah, it's like when you get like watercolors and then you like make random shapes on the page and then you draw pictures out of the shape. But yeah, I made these characters based off the shapes that I saw. It was fun. I liked it. I hadn't done this exercise in so long and it was nice to draw things that I didn't normally draw. Yeah. Then we have the last page, which I drew a boy because I realized I hadn't drawn like any boys in this sketchbook and I was like, oof, I should draw at least one. So I just drew him and he's saying, see you next time, loves. And yeah, see you next time, loves. That is the end of this sketchbook tour. Before I leave, I think I should tell you a little bit about the sketchbook, just so you know what I was using. This is the Stillman's and Birn's Beta Series sketchbook. Overall, I really liked this sketchbook. It was my first time ever using this sketchbook, and I was like genuinely surprised because I was scared to use a sketchbook that was this tiny, and I'd never used a sketchbook that didn't have like the rings on them, because these are like, I usually use like these type of sketchbooks, not these ones. But no, I really like them and I'm going to start using like these type of sketchbooks way more often. They're just really convenient, especially like the size of this sketchbook. It's like tiny. It's 3.5 by like 5.5 inches, so you could easily fit it in like your pocket and stuff. It like takes all mediums like really well. As you can see, I use like a bunch of mediums in here. I use squash, Posca markers, watercolors, alcohol markers, regular pencil, pen, yeah, the works, and they all worked really well in here. As you can see, I painted on both sides and the paper held up fine. There wasn't too much like warping, and yeah, I will say that this was advertised as cold pressed, and it is way more like a hot press paper than a cold press paper. So just like a warning, if you're looking for like a cold press paper sketchbook, this isn't really like cold pressed. There's like minimal texture to this paper, but yeah. And my one downside I will say is that I feel like with time the pages like could fall out. Like look, like when I it scares me when I opened this for the first time. I was like, oh, is the paper gonna fall out? But yeah, that is it. Other than that, I'd say this is a good sketchbook. I got it for like $13. It's not like the most expensive, but it also isn't like that cheap. So, but it gets the job done. I don't regret spending my money on this. But yeah, that is the sketchbook tour and I don't know, mini review. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, if you stayed this long, thank you so much. I hope you like my drawings. I will see you next time. Bye.